That's not my father. It's just my reflection.
No. Look hard. You see, he lives in you.
Father?
Simba, you have forgotten me.
No. How could I?
You have forgotten who you are, and so forgotten me. Look inside yourself, Simba. You are more than what you have become. You must take your place in the circle of life.
How can I go back? I'm not who I used to be.
Remember who you are. You are my son, and the one true king. Remember who you are.
No, please, don't leave me. Father! Don't leave me.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Good morning, day, evening, or night to you. It is morning here. It is 10:02 a.m. here on the East Coast. I've been awake for a little while, but I'm really just now waking up. And so, good morning to you all. Thank you all for being here. I hope that everyone is having a great day so far. I hope that this message meets you and greets you in high spirits, because today we are talking about remembering who we are. So let me remind you, if you have any topics that you'd like me to cover, please send them to me either through text or through direct message, Agent K21 Podcast or Agent K21 on Instagram, Twitter. If you would like to get a shout out or be a feature, let me know. If you would like to receive these podcasts as be one of the first to receive them, send me your first and last name and your telephone number, and I will add you to the list of people who receive these messages. So today we're talking about remembering who we are. Remembering who we are. Themes of the universe. In this life, we will all forget who we are. It is part of the process. No one that has walked this earth has not gone through some form of forgetting who we are. Everyone that has come into this life will forget to some level, to some degree, who we are. That is part of the conditioning of our human existence, as part of socialization, is that we forget who we are. So when a child is born whole, perfect, unique. There's nothing wrong with them. But through growing up, we dismantle that child from who they truly are, their true essence, because we have to condition them to be in life. We have to condition them to the norms of our society and the norms of our culture. And so we have to go through a process of forgetting who we are. And that's kind of the beauty of remembering who you are, is that you had to forget first. So if you don't know who you are right now, be encouraged. It's all right. It's all right to not know. It's the desire to know that will promote knowing. So be kind to yourself if you feel lost, if you feel like you don't know who you are, if you feel like other people have to tell you who you are, if you don't even want to know who you are. Whatever your story is, be at peace and be okay with that, because that's exactly where you need to be right now. For those who are awakening, the whole awakening process is all about remembering who you are. Self-love, unconditional love for yourself and for others is all about remembering who we are. We are not what we see. We are much more than that. And for those who do not have a spiritual practice or do not believe in anything higher, it's going to be a little bit different awakening for you. If you even choose to awaken, and if you don't, that is okay as well. Not everyone chooses this life, and not everyone wants to know what they don't know. And there's nothing wrong with that. So let's not judge it. Let's just accept where we are without any judgment. But for those who awaken, for those who are on that spiritual path, that spiritual walk, they remember that, hey, we were spirits first. We were divine beings before we came into this life. Now we all have our own purpose. So it would be foolish to judge someone else's walk, our journey, or to compare your journey to someone else's, because that's a fool's mission. Everyone has their own mission. Everyone has their own purpose. Everyone has their own unique design. So instead of challenging that and judging it and comparing it, let's embrace it. Let's see it. Let's see it for what it is. You know, I had someone remind me that I don't have to keep it hidden who I am. I can expose who I am, because who I am is perfect, beautiful, and worthy. And who you are is the exact same thing. And when we keep it hidden, we only do ourselves a disservice. We only do ourselves and the world a disservice. Because I'm reminded that I'm a young Harriet Tubman out here. I am here to help break the captives free. I am here to help release all the energies that need to be released. I am here to use my voice. And for a long time, I forgot that I'm here to use my voice, because I was afraid of myself growing up. I didn't like being stared at. I had a podcast recently where I said, would you rather be stared at or laughed at? I would rather laugh. I don't care. Let's laugh together. You can laugh at me or laugh with me. I would have rather had that. But now, nah, I can't do either of those options, because who I am is too great for a time like this. And if I keep it hidden, I'm only doing myself and others a disservice. So people who might know me, they might have this narrative of, oh, you're shy and you're quiet. You don't know me. You think you know me. You don't know. You don't know me. You don't know who I am, but I do. And I'm willing to share that with you all now. I wasn't before. But as we remember who we are, we remember that we are divine. We are entities that have come to this journey for a specific purpose. And all we're doing is fulfilling that purpose. So it's not our job, our duty to define stuff as good, right, wrong, evil. We do that to label things. But it's a judgment. Just like we judge our mistakes, we judge our choices. But those are all divine choices and part of our lineup to help us remember who we are, to help us remind ourselves and remind others of who we are. And so when we come into this world, we are perfect and whole. And then we become fragmented. We become divided against ourselves because we learn that certain things are acceptable and certain things are unacceptable. You know, for me, I thought speaking my truth was unacceptable because not many people understood me and still don't. And I was not okay with that. I wanted to be, most of us want to fit in. Most of us want to be understood. I didn't care so much about fitting in, but I cared about being understood. And I cared about feeling love, feeling that was love if I was understood. I had to realize that's not true. And so when I would speak my truth, people would look at me with these puzzled looks, and I thought it was fear. A lot of times people would look at me with this, and I would just be like, oh dear, I've said too much. I've said too much. I have to go back. I've said too much. But now it's like, no, speak your truth, be your truth, show your truth. And we become these fragmented individuals when we enter this world because we enter it whole. And we're like the inside of a flower with these petals covering us, these petals of protective layer. And most parents, when they get a child, they think we have to groom them. You don't have to groom your children to be who you want them to be. That is an illusion, and that is destructive. Your children are already who they are. And When you allow them to be who they are and show you who they are, they can actually teach you more than you could ever teach them. And so I've forgotten who I was. I was under the spell that I just wanted to have a regular 9 to 5, live, eat, and die kind of life. I was under the spell that I thought I didn't want to have a family, didn't want marriage, didn't want any of these things because I allowed society and other people to twist my mind, that I've forgotten, wait, I do want a family. I do want these things. I do want all these things. How did I forget? Well, that's because I had to. The joy of remembering who you are is that you forgot. And so as we uncover these layers, the best way to find out who you are is to take a light and shine it onto the shadow. Because that is usually where you left yourself. You left yourself in those abandoned, rejected areas that we felt we had to change about ourselves, where we feel we need to fix ourselves. Those are where we are. So shadow work is a great way to find out who we are. When we come into this world, we are born perfect and whole. A baby is already complete and whole. One way to look at a child is that it's a seed. It comes into this world as a seed. And even though that seed has the power of an oak tree that lies within it, it's not an oak tree yet, but we know it will be at one point. But it starts out as a seed. Now that seed has to die first before it can even let out the nutrients to become the tree that it's going to become. So we have to let that process happen. But I believe that we're going into a society where we're actually going to start nurturing that seed. We're going to start nurturing with the right things that we need, like light and water. We're going to start nurturing it because usually what we have done, so it seems, is that we let the seed fall into the ground and then we dig it up and we say, no, I don't want a rose. I actually want a dandelion instead. Or we try to conform the seed. We try to control that child into being what we want it to be instead of what that child actually is. And so as we become who we are and who we've always been, as we remember, a lot of times things that we thought were silly or things that the childish things we put away will come back up and we'll realize, wow, this is who I've always been. This is who I've always been. For example, when I was younger, I used to love playing in the woods. I used to love exploring, and I still do. But I had gotten away from that because I was like, oh, I can't be outside in nature. What? I can't be outside doing this hike right now. Yes, I can. Yes, I can, and yes, I do. And so I had forgotten how much I actually liked just talking to insects and doing weird stuff. And now I find myself doing those same weird things. So when we want to find out who we really are, it's that inner child work and it's the shadow work that helps reveal that. And a lot of times we think we have to push things away from us. We don't have to push anything away from us. If the Most High has given it to us, if the universe has supplied it, put it in supply and demand, it is for us. Use everything. It doesn't matter what it is. If you don't like the fact that you think that you're too dark or you're too evil or you're too this or too that, embrace all of that. You don't have to change it. Just embrace it and use it for your benefit. That is how we remember who we are. But there is a collective shift where we've all forgotten who we are. And I can feel it and I can see it. I can see so many people have forgotten who they are. And we like to think that it's just that person or it's just ourselves. No, if it's happening to you, it's happening to the collective consciousness as well. So remember who you are. Remember who you've always been without the world interfering. Who have you always been? Put your own imprint out there. Don't wait for someone else to tell you who you are. You tell us who you are. And let me tell you who I am. I'm a child of the Most High. I'm a brave, wounded warrior. I've never accepted defeat. I'm the hero in my own story. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm a leader and not a follower. Remind yourself every day who you are. Who are you? Before the world told you who you are, before your parents told you who you are, before you let someone else tell you who you are. Before you even tell yourself who you are, remember who you are, because it's always been there and it doesn't go away. So let me tell you who I am. I am too powerful to fail you, too honorable to lie to you, too consistent to disappoint you, too committed to leave you, and too loving to reject you. Now I say all those things to myself first. Before I tell anybody else who I am, I have to remind myself of who I am. Because we've all forgotten. We've all done this to ourselves. So it's no use in pointing the finger and saying, you don't know who you are, but I know who you are. Yeah, okay. We'll see how that works out for you. The only person that needs to know you is you. And what you want to share with the rest of the world is what you will share. But if I don't accept who I am, as the young Harriet Tubman that I am, as the young Martin Luther King Jr. that I am, I'd be doing this world a disservice. But no more hiding, no more slandering, no more playing small. No more of that. Those days are over, because I am here and I have a great message for the world, and I have a great message for myself, and I have a great message for those who want to hear. And the fear of being misunderstood, the fear of being anything is diminished, because I'm not going to fail. I can't fail. I've never failed, and I won't fail myself or the world at large. And in the future, I'm going to do a podcast about fear, because I used to be so afraid of because I know how strong I am. I know how powerful I am. I know there are entities that want to outdo me. But you know what? Can't nothing beat me. Let me tell you that. Because I am so sure and I am so confident that who I am, it don't matter. It doesn't matter. Nothing will ever win against me, because I know who I am and I've remembered who I am. So let me leave this with you guys. Remember who you are. Embrace who you are. Love who you are. I love you for who you are, and I want to see everyone become their greatest version of themselves. So I'm going to leave this with you guys. I hope that you all are having a great day. Come back tomorrow. Have a new podcast for you tomorrow. If you have any topics, let me know those topics. Anything you want me to share, let me know. My ears are open. My heart is open. Let me see. I'm going to leave this with you. Stay till the end. I'm going to beam down a meditation for you. This meditation comes from Power Thoughts Meditation Club. Power Thoughts Meditation can be found on YouTube and also Apple Music. I'm going to beam down to you the remembrance frequency, remembrance 528 hertz from the 9 Solfeggio, or I don't even know how to say that word, but the 9 main frequencies. That is where I'm beaming this down to you. So 528 love frequency. This is about remembrance. So stay tuned, stay blessed, and until next time.